Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your host of Bleeds Purple and Gold, Isaac here. So, the Vikings, they will be taking on the Kirk Cousins-led Atlanta Falcons at US Bank Stadium at noon. Kirk Cousins is apparently going to return a familiar face in the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to be taking on the Sam Darnold-led Vikings. So, this is going to be... This is the second matchup besides the Texans game that I was looking forward to. I no disrespect to Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings really do have an ultimate chance, to prove why the Vikings were right from moving on from Kirk Cousins. Starting off with basically the Vikings defense versus the Falcons offense. Now, I believe that the main driving force of the Atlanta Falcons offense is not just Kirk Cousins. That's part of it, and also there is Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Kyle Pitts, who can be the driving force, but I feel like the ultimate driving force this season for the Atlanta Falcons is Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Both running backs are absolutely sensational. Almost like the Vikings run game with like Cam Akers and Aaron Jones. But I feel like though that they're less turnovers. The running backs promote less turnovers, so the main thing that you need to do is that it's going to be an ultimate test for the Vikings 7 front against these two running backs. You need to take those weapons away. You need to take them out of the game because the Vikings have the number 1 run defense. They did fairly well against the Arizona Cardinals, but you ultimately still but the only reason I feel like why the Cardinals were able to run is because Kyler Murray, he's a mobile quarterback, and they just struggled with that mobile quarterback, and that's where most of the yards where they got it. So you need to take out the weapons, aka Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. They're both such a good running back duo. Maybe Tyler Algier maybe being a little bit better than Bijan Robinson, but we'll see. And then the second one is all you need to do basically to rattle Kirk Cousins and when he crumbles is when he faces pressure, because he's not an athletic quarterback. He's not. There is a 6-year sample in Minnesota Vikings that suggests otherwise of why he isn't that guy to get outside the pocket and just do whatever he needs to do to win. Kirk Cousins, he's been a very expensive but cowardly quarterback, and the Vikings needed this fresh start from Kirk Cousins. So what you need to do is if you keep on bringing pressure, he's going to turn the ball over. At least 2 interceptions as long as you blitz him. Or if you get home with 4 or 3, then I feel like it's going to be a long day for the Falcons offense. I feel like the defense, Brian Flores should absolutely bring the heat on Kirk Cousins. You don't want to give him time in the pocket, because once you do, he's gonna rack up yards as much as possible. As bad as our pass defense is, you need to make sure that you are bringing pressure with the 7 front. That's always the main goal for rattling any quarterback. As far as now the Vikings offense versus the Falcons defense, so basically, I know there are like a ton of weapons, on defense for the Atlanta Falcons in the secondary, like AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. But the Vikings pass game, I feel like Sam Darnold should go off because he is going to have nothing but time, because the reason why I say that is because the Vikings, because the 7 front is going to be the game that determines what the secondary does. Because the secondary ain't going to hold up for very long against our weapons. So the passing game is definitely going to be a weakness because the Falcons' pass rush, they are last in sacks and 26th in quarterback pressures. So, I mean, the Vikings pass, so Sam Darnold should definitely go off. Should have another monstrous game for him. He should absolutely have another monster game ahead of him, and the weapons that they have with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, they should definitely go off. And I think the offensive line should, and another thing that should go off is the offensive line. They should absolutely protect the quarterback because the Falcons pass rush, they suck. So you need to so there's no excuses for the offensive line to go off against it. Otherwise, we may have conversations if they do not protect their quarterback well enough, or if they don't open up holes for the run game for Aaron Jones and Cam Akers. They should have some holes, to work with. So I feel like the 7 front is a bigger factor playing in this game, and the 7 front of the Falcons is non-existent. So with that being said, I think the Vikings should get the win at US Bank Stadium. I feel like this should be another a statement win against the Atlanta Falcons, because the Falcons aren't that good in spite of being 6-6. I think Sam Darnold does outplay Kirk Cousins at his return to US Bank. So I say Vikings win over the Falcons 24-10 is my final score prediction. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol Vikings.